This is Zichru Simanim Gemara Baba Basra Daf Kof Lamid Vav, and once again our three-digit dafim. We spell out the word Kof Lamid Vav spells clue. So of course today's picture is going to involve the clues. As you see a bunch of Rabbanim, there's a Bezdin over here with a magnifying glass inspecting, looking at the shtar for a clue, and they find that the shtar says Mehayoim, the date. Ula'achar misa. So Bezdin wants to tell the person that because it says me'yoim la'achar misa, there'll be a certain level of ownership. So they want to tell the father that even though he sells the field to his son, as you see over here, the father is selling the field to his son. Still, unfortunately, the son was a nifter young. The father is going to get back the land. Why? Because kinyan ha'peira is kinyan ha'gof. But you see that the father already is running with the field to bring bikurim. So we have 3 points, very interwoven over here. We have our clue, Daf Kuf Lamed Vav, and they're inspecting the shtar. What are they inspecting for? This unique clause of Me'ayoim La'achar Misa is going to be point number 1, which is going to be Rav Yosi, Zmano Shel Shtar Moichiach Halav, that the Zman, will you yes have to write Me'ayoim or will you not have to write Me'ayoim? You'll have point number 2, in which the son who owns the karka, the father owns the peiros, he tried to sell the field. And number 3, this relates to whether the father, after he gave it to the son, the father only retains the peiros, could he bring bikurim or not? So we dive a little bit deeper. Daf Kuf Lamed Vav, and the clue. What was the clue? Was they were looking at the shtar and they found that it says Me'ayoim Ula'achar Misa. So the father gives his son the property, but he wants to retain the produce. Rav Yehuda says you have to write Me'ayoim Ula'achar Misa. That means that the gufa, the land itself, the son is going to get. The peiros, the father is going to keep. Rav Yosi argues and says you do not have to write Me'ayoim. Now, Rabbi Ravua was sick. Rav Huna told Rav Nachman to ask him to be paskin like Rav Yosi. Rav Nachman said, I don't even know the reasoning. How could I ask him if I paskin? Rav Huna says, you just find out if you paskin that way. And indeed, Rav Huna says that we paskin. Rav Nachman says that we paskin like Rav Yosi. Rav Huna explains, you know why Rav Yosi says you do not have to write Me'yom La'achamisa because Zmano Shel Shtar Moichiach Halav. And point number 2 was that Bezin was trying to tell the father who sold the field to the son. And the question is, kinyan peiros, kinyan avgof. When you say vayom la'achamisa, again, the father is the gufa karka, and the son is the gufa karka. The father owns the peiros. Neither the father nor the son can fully sell the field because they each own part of it. So the Amoraim discuss what happens if we have an untimely death. Again, when you think of the clue and you'd picture the son with untimely death, what happens if the son sold the property but then he died? Did the son have enough bailas to sell it? Rav Yochanan says the buyer gets nothing even after the father dies because the father had the kinyan ha'peira, so it's considered that he had the whole thing. Reish Lakish disagrees. Reish Lakish says the buyer does eventually acquire the land after the father dies. Kinyan ha'peira love kinyan ha'gof. Now kinyan ha'peira is kinyan ha'gof, says the Gemara. We already had this machlaikas. Rav Yochanan and Reish Lakish argued about maybe v'kairi, maybe no kairi. When it comes to bringing bikurim, the only way you can read the parsha bikurim is you have a kinyan in the karka itself. So is owning the peiros is enough to say the bikurim or not? Rav Yochanan, kinyan ha'peira is kinyan ha'gof. Reish Lakish says no. So why do we need 2 cases? So Rav Yochanan said you would think this only did by bikurim. Because but maybe not by us. Reish Lakish says only maybe it's not kinyan ha'gof. Why? Because when he's taking for himself, even b'makom his son, he would want to keep more for himself, but maybe in the case of bikurim, not. So we have the Daf Lamed Vav, and we have the clue, looking at the shtar, whether it's Zmano Shel Shtar Moichiach Halav or not. Me'ayoim Ula'achamisa, Rav Yosi says, once you have the date, that is enough. The father sells it to the son, and then when the son has this untimely death, the son dies young, will those who bought the land eventually get it? Do we say that kinyan ha'peira is kinyan ha'gof or not? And that relates as well to Rav Yochanan and Reish Lakish. Already had such a machlekes with regarding bikurim. That is the clue. Daf Kuf Lamed Vav.